Greetings, gamers! Welcome to part number 71 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy of the Holy War. In today's episode, I am being chased by Julia, who now has her mother's circlet, which grants Miracle and Renewal, which is pretty cool for her, pretty bad for me, because she is going to be a terror to fight. I can now just move. Maybe I'll keep him actually nearby, now that I'm thinking about it. I think she will chase after Seliph. So the thing is that with Nosferatu, she's only doing 4 damage to Seliph when he has the tear thing. So it's actually not really like that big a deal if she hits him, especially because she's not going to do any meaningful damage. What I basically have to do here, I don't think any of these guys move. I could be wrong, but if they do move, that would be kind of not so great. What I need to do here is basically KO one and then go and fight Manfroy to KO the other. So Manfroy is interesting. He is the boss of Tome. He has a Fenrir and a Jormungandr, and pretty darn good stats. Not fantastic or anything of that sort. He has Pursuit, Adept, and Charm. These are all personal skills of his. He's not going to pursuit somebody like... He's just not. He's not going to pursuit somebody like Seliph. Seliph is going to basically just instantly KO him with crits from the Brave Sword. I halfway want to just... I'm going to put Seliph here. If, for some reason, Julia decides to go to the left, I'm going to have to move these units. I think she will prioritize Seliph. That's what I think. That's what I hope. And the rest of my units can just wait right here. That is probably the last bit of movement I will give to Altena, just so that the Thracian Draco Knights don't get too close, because I don't want them to take any KOs. In the case that I don't want them necessarily fighting these guys, or don't need them to. And Veltomer's phase. Okay, so they do move. Not great. I'm going to throw it out there. They only have a 17% chance to hit Seliph, so that's pretty good. The problem is that they're going to surround Seliph. Now, what this does mean is that some of them should end up KOing themselves on one range. I will have to see. Alright, I'm praying that none of these do hit Seliph, because that would just make everything a mite bit more difficult. Veltomer's Loptrian Bishops are probably the most difficult part of this game concerning the Loptrians, and that is just due to the fact that they all have Hell, and then Manfroy has Fenrir. So if any of them hit you with Hell and then he hits you with Fenrir, even if he was doing 0 damage, the thing is that he would actually just KO anyway, because you can't do actually 0 damage in this game. It's minimum of 1. I might be able to go around and seize this turn. Coming up, that is. Alright, Seliph. Teach him what for with the tear thing. Very beautiful sword in the animation. You've come at last. I've been waiting for you a long time. Manfroy, it was you who cursed Julia, was it not? So I did. And so long as I live, my puppet, she shall remain. She's every bit as helpless before my magic as her mother was. I should have known it if not for you, Mother. Ugh, all of this misery, all these agonizing years, it was all your doing from the outset. You've realized at long last everything I've done has led to this moment, the revival of my Lord Lopter, and at long last it is so. Lopter's advent in the form of Prince Julius is complete, and darkness shall soon engulf the world. You cannot prevent it. Nobody can. Manfroy, you? Father's grief, mother's despair. If not for you and your foul ambitions, none of this would have ever happened. Damn you, Manfroy. I cannot allow you to win. I will not. You'll never know mercy for your crimes. Spoken like a true victorious hero and a righteous man. He doesn't need mercy. Needs a swift end. Doing 3 damage. It's pretty exceptional. Alright, so yeah, I can reach Manfroy. This is a bit of a joke, unfortunately, because he's going to perish. The only way he doesn't is if I miss several times. And I did not. Goodbye, Manfroy. Lord Julius, the Lopter Empire is yours. Equip the Tierfing and seize. Goodbye, Veltomer. Are we quite certain the Book of Naga is in fact hidden in Veltomer, Lewin? Yep. All the evidence we have points to Arvis taking it from Belhalla and keeping it hidden here. That's right, isn't it, Philippe? Indeed, sir. It should still lie in the treasury. That said, it is likely sealed in a locked case. Huh? Any idea where its key is? My liege concealed the key within his most treasured memento, the circlet once worn by Empress Deidre. If we can find that circlet, sir, then the Book of Naga is yours. Deidre's circlet, huh? All right, Veltomer has been seized. Perfect. And of course, because Julia is Belhalla and not Veltomer, she doesn't have to worry about being KO'd by my seizing that castle. Hopefully, yet again, she does continue to go after Seliph. Otherwise, this could be kind of a bit annoying. And these guys are just going to wait right here in the pass. And waste time. Okay, I do have to reset for that. Alright, this looks much better. In fact, it's darn near perfect. Julia, wake up, please!
Lord Seliph? Why am I here?
You can thank Manfroy's dark arts. He brainwashed you into his service.
Manfroy. Oh, that's right. That man who caught me.
Thank goodness you're safe.
Lord Seliph,
It's fine, Julia, I know. Lewin already told me everything. I'm sorry. I am so sorry I failed to protect you.
No, it's fine. Don't worry, Seliph. I finally know why I've survived for all these years. I know my fate. I'm fated to fight. I'll never run away again.
Your strength and courage is such an inspiration, Julia. But you're right. This is the will of fate. Tragic as it is, none can afford to cower or flee now. Until the bitter end, we must march on. And Julia returns. I must have her reach Veltomer for something very, very important. Very exciting as well. And one of the big reasons why I am still moving these two is just to help certain of my units along. Perfect. Go ahead and wait right there, Therasia's Draco Knights. After all, you are in my command now. Okay, Julia, this is the treasury. Try fitting the gemstone on your circlet into that niche there.
Here we go.
It worked. It really worked. There it is, the Book of Naga, and it's yours for the taking, Julia.
Wow, Oh, how strange. It feels so warm. It's almost as if I've known this book all my life.
Naga obtained. Of course, I'm going to enter. First and foremost, I am going to go to the supply and deposit everything just so I can change up the positioning of stuff. I'm a big stickler about this. I know it doesn't actually matter, but I think it's important for my own needs. Blacksmith. Might as well heal up the Nosferatu. And we're going to go into the arena with the Naga Tome. Actually, I think I'm going to show it off first if I can. Let's see. No, I'm going to... yeah, I'm going to have to fight through the arena, I think. Enter arena, and here we go. This here's foes at rank 1. Best of luck, stranger. I don't think Julius needs any form of luck. Though, now she does have the circlet, which gives her miracle. So that helps, especially if she does fight or happen to fight a incredibly hard to fight arena, or any fight for that matter. She has such an incredible amount of buff from this. If you look at her, she's fighting a physical, mighted combatant, duelist with the steel blade. She has 27 defense. Yes, feel like fighting another round? Of course I do. I think this is going to be an utter slaughter. 2 hit. 2 hit. Will she proc Adept? And she did. I cannot wait to show off this tome. It is, not arguably, it is the best weapon in all of Fire Emblem's history. Best preferential weapon, I would say. I'd still say that there are still utility weapons, as well as... Okay, level 24, only 1 HP, come on. She is maxed on some of her stats, though, so I guess it really doesn't matter. But there are some utility weapons, and of course I still think the Brave weapons are better than weapons like this, because she's the only one who can use it, and she can only use it after you seize Valtomer and have her visit Valtomer. So it's not like it's really that great, being honest. It's on the realms of being as busted as Ced's Forseti Tome in Thracia, but even better. I just can't fathom the level of power. And what's crazy too is that it negates the power of Julius Lopter's tome, which cuts attack power. So she does full might. She does full damage to him. His resistance, he can't fight this tome. It's actually kind of funny. So even an unpromoted Julia, the last time I fought Julius, I hardly used Julia and was barely able to get through the arena with the Naga Tome just because she was so low leveled. I think she was like level 10 when I started the arena, maybe a little bit lower. Maybe 7, actually. I think it was level 7. I used the Naga Tome, and I was barely able to get through the arena. She got to, like, I want to say level 16 or 17, and I still just defeated everybody with the Dead Lords and Julius and so on and so forth. I didn't even get to promotion, and she still won. That's how powerful this tome is. And I guess I could be kind of spoiling it, because if she was that weak and she still won, like, how is she going to possibly lose here? There is still a chance, technically, because of the Hell user. He would have to be able to hit. I don't think he's going to hit, but he could. There is the potential. And like I said, she's just slaughtering these units, because particularly like Kanan and Atlas, because they're using weapon triangle, like they're using tomes that are weapon triangled by Naga. They have 0 hit. They could proc Pavis 100 times in a row, and she's still going to win. Very frankly, though, and I'm going to be honest, I don't like the way that the Naga and Lopter tome look in this game. So these tomes are not really magic as you would think of it in the earlier parts of this game or other entries of this series. What they're supposed to be doing is they're supposed to be basically the spiritual embodiment of the dragon itself that they are calling forth. So Naga and Lopter. And that's why they're so powerful, because both those tomes, they are some of the strongest tomes in all of Fire Emblem's history. And when you see Naga, you'll see why she was capable of defeating Julius, even though she wasn't even promoted. It's just due to the fact that I think the developers had the idea that they knew you were likely not going to use Julia on your first playthrough, or maybe even like other playthroughs, just because she's not necessarily that good of a unit, especially if you do decide to go the route of Sephora and get her the Aura Tome instead. So Naga kind of just says, well, it doesn't matter your power, you can still do something. Alright, so Naga is a holy weapon, negates Lopter. 80 hit, 30 might, 1-2 range, 12 weight, so it has the exact same weight as Nosferatu. Doesn't really matter though. She is getting plus 20 skill, plus 20 speed, plus 20 defense, and plus 20 resistance from this tome. This tome is insane. If you get her to max resistance, which I think she is at, it means that Julius with the Lopter tome can only do 8 damage to her. Now I think he's not at maximum strength, but he never gets maximum, so it doesn't matter. Right now, she's basically getting plus 8 speed, so she has 32 speed. She's going to double everything, pretty much everything. Actually, absolutely everything. Her skill is insane now, 36 skill, 44 speed, 27 defense, 47 resistance. She has become pretty much the best unit in the game. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And of course, I'm going to be dancing for Sigurd, Julia, and Leif. Alright, I have kind of a long way to go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's crazy too is that you could buff Julia to such heights that she's just incapable of being touched by anyone at this current time. And all you would have to do that, by the way, is just put her in the range of somebody like Seliph and so on and so forth. So, the Deadlords. So, the Deadlords are all super busted units. There's Simia, who is a swords master, level 30 with these statistics. It's insane. Silver Sword is not that great, but it doesn't matter. Pursuit, Adept, Critical, Renewal. Then you have Porcus. He is a rogue with a brave sword. He has Pursuit, Steal, and Critical. He will steal your gold. You don't necessarily want that. Gallus with Hell. He has Pursuit and Renewal. I think all of these units have... No, not all of them. Canis, the Priestess, with level 30. She is 80 HP as well. She has Nosferatu, Pursuit, and Critical. If you haven't noticed, the Deadlords are supposed to represent units that you have, or other units you could have had in this game. Equus, the bishop, he has pursuit and critical. Ovis, the sage, with tornado, he has pursuit, adept, and a cost. Aquila, with the Thoron, is a war mage with wrath, pursuit, and adept. Bovis, silver blade, pursuit, critical, a cost. Tigris, silver axe, warrior with wrath and pursuit. Draco with the killer bow, sniper, pursuit, adept, and a cost. None of these weapons have kills on them, thank goodness. Lepus with the fortify, she has miracle and renewal. Muse, the baron with the silver lance, he has pavis, pursuit, and adept. And then finally, there is Julius, the Dark Prince, level 30, 80 HP, 15 strength, 25 magic, 27 skill and speed, 13 luck, 25 defense, 30 resistance, plus 5. Due to Lopter, it only gives plus 5. It kind of makes sense why it does, though, because this halves the attack of all of your units. So it doesn't really matter if it gave any stat buffs at all. 80 hit, 30 might, 1-2 range, 12 weight. He also has a meteor. He will use this. I'm not really sure why he doesn't have Fenrir. I would assume Fenrir would be better because it has better hit. I don't know if it has better might, though. I think it actually has less might than this. He has wrath, pursuit, nihil, and a cost. So he's a pretty insane combatant. He's definitely not one in which you can take lightly, even if you're going to use certain, albeit cheesier, strategies. Alright, so Seliph can go all the way down here and equip his Tierfing and wait. Animations are on. And thus begins the final Holy War. Thracia's phase. They're just going to keep moving around like imbeciles because Arion, for some reason, changes his position every turn. Oh, good. He didn't this time. That's awesome. Maybe he wants to be above Altena. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, 40 hit is still pretty significant. You cannot have Julia fight all of these units at the exact same time. Oh, she adapted. Very likely to do so as well, because she has 32 plus 20% chance, so a 52% chance to adept. So that's pretty insane right now. She'll get reasonably good experience points for most of these units as well. What I typically like doing with her is I like putting her in the forest and having her supported by Seliph. Now, it does not matter if her gold is stolen, because obviously I'm not going back to the castle to repair Naga. It's not happening. Oh, good. Very good. And as you can see, she doesn't really miss anybody. The damage that anybody's going to do is going to be negligible. She has Miracle, so she doesn't even really care if she's hit by pretty much any attack, as long as she's not taken down, like, above 11 HP. And I don't even have to heal her up. So, where can all of these units reach? I'll put her right here for the time being. And that should be the end of that. Belhalla phase. Finally, the Thracian phase is not taking any more time than it needs to. Very unfortunate that you decided to go after Arthur. You are gone. Yeah, so the Naga Tome is another one of those tomes that it's impossible to get crit on. Even if you fight and kill every last unit that you possibly can, it's just not happening. Very nice, Dermot. Very nice. Silver Axe. Unfortunately, you might have 46 attack, but you're not really doing anything with that attack if you happen to have 0 hit. He has a pretty sizable amount of resistance compared to most axe-wielding units in this game, that's for sure. Ovis with the Tornado. Ooh, and he procced Adept himself. Very nice. Given that the Tornado, as well as all other non-Holy Weapon Wind Tomes, only weigh 2, Sage's using it is just, it's kind of insane. Because they have such a high capacity to proc Adept, and I actually love that. It is one of the reasons why you would technically want to give a Wind Tome to Sed, for instance, even though he comes with the Light Tome, and I did mention that I think the Light Tome is pretty well one of the best, if not the best, basic tomes in the game. The Wind still has a niche, right? It's still going to have 3 more, it's going to basically give you 3 more attack speed than the Light Tome will. Very nice, very nice. Alright, let's see if this Hell user can hit. And no, he cannot. So, luckily, Julia doesn't have to worry about this. Looks like she will be purging him straight to Hell, not the other way around. She's going to need several hits in order to KO here. Will she proc Adept? And she did. Very nice, very nice. I will say that one of the big things that I do appreciate about the Naga and the Lobster Tome is that they are not as long-winded as some others. A very good example of a very long-winded tome is like the Naglfar, I think it's pronounced, in Sacred Stones. Lyon's tome is really cool, really powerful, but it's actually an example of like just going a little bit too far with a tome's animations. And I think it's supposed to represent like apocalypse or something to that sort. Ooh. Well, that could have turned out very bad there. Luckily, Mr. Lopter himself isn't all that great. Alright, so now, I'm not going to fight him just yet. I'm going to attack Aquila. He will fight her on enemy phase anyhow. Alright, so Julia just decided to Adept first thing, which is pretty great, because she needs an Adept to KO most of these units. Even with capped magic, the thing is most of them have capped HP. If not all of them, I think actually all of them have capped HP at 80. And it means that even if they have a little bit of resistance, they're going to need a couple of hits. I don't want to put him in the way. Alright, Seliph is okay to be right here. And not allowing Lean to die would be great. I actually think I don't need her any further, so I'm just going to keep her out of the way. For the time being. Dermot almost died on that enemy phase, which is actually kind of insane. He's not exactly a tank, that's for sure. And Ares can pick up the last enemy KO over here. Ooh. He could not. Lover crit. Goodbye, Draco. And with that being said, I think it is unfortunately time to end off this episode. I want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe, depending on your platform. Leave a comment down below, and while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.